Hi family, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Today's video is all about nursing. I'm going to be talking to you about why I quit nursing school. So if you want to hear all about this, then please continue to watch. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Mercy. I am an RN BSN, and on this channel, I talk about nursing, lifestyle, beauty, natural hair. I do clean with me. I just do a little bit of everything. So if you would like to join the family, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And also make sure that your bell notifications are turned on so you'll never miss another one of my videos. Today's video is sponsored by Acorns. Many of us don't know anything about saving, investing, or even managing our money. A lot of us want to save our money, but we just don't know how to do it. Maybe because we're afraid that we don't know how to invest properly, maybe because we don't have a lot of cash laying around to save up, or maybe because we don't have the background or the education when it comes to saving or investing. Acorn makes it easy to save and invest every single day in the background of life, starting with just a few spare change. So the first thing you'll want to do is sign up with my link in the description down below, and this will only take you about 5 minutes, and then as soon as you're done, you can literally start investing with as little as $5. And all you're really doing is signing up, setting it up, and Acorn takes over and does the work for you. Acorn is trusted and backed by leading innovators and investors like PayPal, Jennifer Lopez, CNBC, Steve Harvey, and a lot more. Click the link in my description below and download Acorn to start investing your spare change today. And the great thing is you'll also get a $10 bonus investment when you use my link below. So thank you for Acorn for sponsoring today's video. All right, family, let's get back into the video. Now, I have been getting a lot of questions about this. I've been getting a lot of questions about if I'm still a nurse, if I still practice nursing, if I'm still going to school for my nurse practitioner. I've just been getting a lot of questions, and I've honestly put it off a little bit, but it's getting to a point where a lot of you have started noticing some things, especially from my Instagram. So it's time to talk about it. So I just wanted to sit here today and answer a lot of the questions that you guys have so we're all on the same page. So for those of you who don't know, I am a registered nurse, as I said before. But before I became a registered nurse, I worked as a PCA and a home health aide for about 2 years while I was in my LPN school. With that said, I started my nursing career as an LPN, which is a licensed practical nurse. I got my LPN, which is about a 12 months program, and I went ahead and got my bachelor's degree, which was a 4-year program, but I did it in 3 because I already had credit. I also went to a community college where I got all my credits because I know, many of you are gonna ask about that as well. So long story short, when I became a registered nurse, a bachelor's degree holder, I did bedside nursing for about 3 to 4 years. But as an LPN, I worked for about 3 years as well. So totally, I've been a nurse for about 8 years. And I would say that I practiced bedside nursing for about 7 years. And I not quit, but I slowed down a little bit because I had a lot going on. I had to move, and then once I moved, I realized that I have to get licensed out here, and I've just had a lot going on, and I haven't really wanted to deal with that, and I've been running my own business as well, so that has not really been my priority. So to answer the first question, I'm not currently today practicing as a nurse, but I am still a nurse. I'm still certified, or what's the word? Not certified, licensed. I'm still licensed as a nurse. All right, so for those of you who follow me on Instagram, and I think I've talked about it here as well, I wanted to become a family nurse practitioner. I did the program for about 1.5 years, and I had a year left. So just a little background on why I wanted to become a nurse practitioner. I wanted to become a nurse practitioner because once I got into the hospital, when I started doing bedside nursing, I quickly realized that that was not for me. And quick disclaimer, if you have a problem with quitting or leaving a certain career or changing your mind, or if you have certain triggers that makes you feel a certain way, makes you feel down or depressed or whatever, this video might not be for you. It's not a completely negative video, but I'm going to be completely honest and completely transparent, which means I'm going to say some things that might trigger some people. So if that is you, I suggest that you exit out of the video. Anyway, when I got into the hospital, there was a lot going on, and it wasn't with the patient. I love the reactions and interactions and relationships that I get to build with my patients. But one of the things I had problems with was the system itself, the whole healthcare system. I quickly realized that it wasn't really built to support healthcare workers. And because of that, a lot of us get burned out very easily. A lot of us start to hate our careers. A lot of us start to back out, and a lot of us end up quitting. So I quickly realized that, and I wanted to find a way out because I still love the profession of nursing. I love the art of nursing. So I said that I was going to go and get my master's so I can continue in a different setting without having to do bedside nursing, because I had dealt with patients for the longest time, even before I became a registered nurse. Like I said, I was a PCA and I was also a home health aide. So I would go to patients' home and take care of them. And then when I became an LPN, I worked in home health, and all my patients were home health patients where I would go to their house. I did a few nursing homes, but I never really liked it. Don't like the nursing home settings at all. So home health was where I really focused, and I loved it. I love. And at one point, I even worked with a hospital on their home health department, if that makes sense. So it was Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. They had a home health department where the nurses actually worked for the hospital, but they go into the field to work with patients. So I did that for a while. And then once I became, like I said, a registered nurse, I went to the hospital and I worked with several different hospitals in several different positions. And again, one common denominator was the fact that all the systems are the same, and it wasn't really geared to facilitate the success of the nurses or the healthcare workers that work there. And for some people, it's fine. And for some people, they're okay with just, going with the flow. For me, I didn't really like it. It bothered me a lot because I felt like I was just on autopilot. I was just doing things and rushing my way through things because you have 5 other patients down the hall and there's really no time to eat. There's no time to think. There's no time to call the doctor. And if you do call the doctor, you're in a rush. And it was just a lot. I didn't really like that experience because I felt like I wasn't giving the patients the experience that they deserved, and I wasn't giving myself the experience that I deserve, I feel like. So it started to bother me a little bit. So I said, maybe bedside nursing is not for me. Let me go and get my master's degree. Then I can work for myself and maybe have a few staff or, just work with a few people. That way I can have a little bit of control over what's going on because I really didn't like what was happening. And I realized too that the managers were no help. Like, a lot of them are great. I've had amazing managers and charge nurses, but sometimes when it's crunch time and you have 5 patients, you can't really sit there and complain, and your manager has other employees that they have to pay attention to as well. So it just becomes a whole big chaotic thing. And so I wanted to have a little bit of control. I knew that I didn't like to work for people. It was just something that came to me. I love the profession, but I didn't like the fact that I felt like I was working for a boss that didn't really care about me, just wanted me to do the job. So anyway, that's why I wanted to go and get my master's degree. So I did the program, loved it. I went to the same school where I got my bachelor's degree. I did the program for about 1.5 years. I didn't start going to practicums or clinicals, and I started here on YouTube as well. And there was a year, which was 2020, where my career here on YouTube online started to just take off and blow up. And I realized that I cut down my work hours. At this time, I had a young child. And like I said, I also had a business, and the business was booming and things were great. So I started to cut down my hours. And then I was working on call or contingent. Is it contingent? I can never say that word right. I was just, going to work for the hospital if they needed me as needed. But I was also doing home health. I had a few home health positions where I was doing visits, just, seeing patients for 1 hour here and there. And I also had shift work where I would spend a few hours with patients, but it was very flexible with my schedule. So I would set up my schedule to film, I would set up my schedule to edit, and I just had everything planned. But I quickly realized that I liked being at home and working for myself than I did just rushing out of the door, working real quick and coming home. And I'm not gonna lie, I started to make a lot more than I ever imagined I would make, because I was putting a lot of hard work into what I was doing here online and with the business I was starting. And I quickly realized that I like this. I like working for myself. I like being my own boss. But the thing with that is, because I was in school, it became very confusing for me. My job became very demanding. So I realized that I was really like overworking myself. I had a mom schedule, I had my YouTube schedule, I had my hospital schedule, and then I had my home health schedule. And I was also in the midst of trying to start a business, a hair product business. Anyway, long story short, I really liked what I was doing for myself, and there was no cap to what I could make. And I sat there when I was really putting the work in, putting like 3 to 4 videos out a week, working with brands. My oil business started to do very well. A lot of things started to happen for me, and I was still able to take care of my family, still able to take care of my daughter, and I was doing what I loved. I wasn't really paying attention to school as well. So I made the decision to put a hold on my nurse practitioner program. For those of you who have followed me for a while, I don't know if you realize it, but I kind of took on my Instagram, it said nurse practitioner student. I took that out because I didn't want to create any confusion. And again, because I was getting a lot of questions from you guys, a lot of those new people kept asking me about my experience with nurse practitioner school. Well, at this time, I wasn't in nurse practitioner school, so it was kind of confusing for me, and I didn't want to confuse anybody else, so I took that out. And then the questions came over here on YouTube with everybody asking me, are you still a nurse? Are you still in school? Are you this? Are you that? So the short answer to that question is I'm not in school. And the reason for that is I started to work for myself, started to build my own business, and it became very demanding. And going to school, especially grad school, it requires a lot of your focus. It requires a lot of your time. And it's not something you can just do in the back burner as you do other things. So I want to be able to, succeed in school. I've always been a good student, and I've always done very well in school. And I want to continue that. I want to continue that legacy. And nurse practitioner school is very expensive. The last thing you want to do is continue to repeat classes and pay for those classes. So I just made a list for myself. I set my priority, and at that time, my priority was not school, because I knew I wasn't going to pay attention. I knew I wasn't going to do well. I had this grand once in a lifetime opportunity to do what I love and also make money and support my family. So I decided to go this route. And I put school on hold for a while, not forever, but just for a while, until I can get settled, until I can get my family life together, get my business life together, get my home life together, just get everything together. Once I see that happening, then I'll go back to nurse practitioner school and finish. I still have all my credit. I'm hoping I can go back sooner than later so that my credits don't expire, because after a year, I think, after about a year or a year and a half, certain courses expire and you have to take them over. Or if you're out of school for long enough, you'll get dropped out of the program and you have to re-register and reapply for the program, go through financial aid, go through all of these things to get reinstated into the program. So to answer your question, yes, I did quit nursing school, but I'm still a nurse. I'm still an active nurse. I just don't work at this moment. And I do plan on going back to nurse practitioner school so I can get my degree and practice and hopefully open my own practice and do the things that I want and not have to work for someone else too much. I love being my own boss. I like doing my own thing. And yeah, I like my own space. So if any of you have any more questions about this topic, please go ahead and leave it down below. I also did a Q&A way back like months ago on Instagram, asking you guys to ask me anything nursing related. I still have those questions. I'm gonna film a video answering those questions for you all. Hopefully you all can get up to speed with, what's going on in my life as far as it relates to school and nursing and just everything else. All right, family, that is it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you did, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Also, like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. And if you're not already a part of the family, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And also hit the bell notification so you never miss another video. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram today, because I post there more often than I do here. Thank you all again so much for your love and support. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.